Hello all, Dominic again, welcome to another video. Hope you're all doing well, hope things in general are going great for you, and I also hope you're having a great weekend too. Now this video is going to be about my review of the Nintendo Switch, and this is one video I'm looking forward to talking about. And I think not only our subscribers of this channel are looking forward to seeing my thoughts and opinions about the Nintendo Switch, but I'm also looking forward to sharing my thoughts about this too. Now, we'll get started and look at the console first. Now, this is the Nintendo Switch. This is what it looks like in the dock, and I think for style it looks really nice. It looks a bit different, so it does, I think, for any other platform, any other console that's been out there. But I like the design of it. I really do. I think it's, like I said, different, especially with it being, two parts. But I think it's nice. I really do. Now I'll talk about the hardware first, and then I'll talk about the dock. Now this is the hardware itself, which looks really nice. It looks a bit like like a tablet and stuff. The design of it, I think, is beautifully styled. It really is. Very stylish for a piece of tech, so it is. Now, on the front of it, you've got the screen itself, so you have, which obviously has a touchscreen, so it is. So instead of using like a stylus on like the 3DS or the DS or even the Wii U gamepad, you can actually use your finger to move around the menus and all that sort of stuff, as well as in-game as well, which is really nice. On the top of it, you've got a power button, so you've got a volume dial, turning the volume up or down. You've got a vent, so you have a headphone jack, and you've also got the game card slot there as well, which is really handy. On this side, you've got the place to put the right Joy-Con. On the other side, you've got a place to put the left Joy-Con, and on the bottom of it, you've got a place for the power port to charge it, so you have. If we can get it there. There. Which is really handy, especially if you're charging it, so you are. So yeah, the hardware itself, and I'll talk about the dock itself. Now the dock, I think, again, stylish in its own way, so it is. Just nice, I think. You know what I mean? Just the way it goes. So obviously on the front of it, you've got the logo itself of the console. Inside there is where you put the Switch itself, like that. On the side of it, you've got two USB ports. So you have, so for example, if you want to charge up your Pro controller, or if you're using the GameCube control adapter for any game or whatever you want to play, you can just plug it in there, which is really nice. On the back of it, you've got like a bit like a flap, so you have, which obviously where you can plug in the AC adapter, a USB cable, whatever, and an HDMI out, which I think you can see there. There's ports there, so you can. It's actually quite difficult to get in there, but you can. I think you'll know. You know what I mean? So, and I like that. Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention on the back of it as well. Obviously, you got the logo itself. You've got speakers, so you have, and you've also got this flap, this little kickstand flap, where underneath it you have a micro SD card slot. So if you want, for example, increase storage of the Switch, if you're downloading games or installing updates, you can do that, which is really handy. I currently have one. I've got a 128GB card in there, which I recently upgraded a couple of days ago from a 64GB card. So yeah, it's quite handy to have extra space on this device, especially when it includes 32GB of storage. You know what I mean? So yeah. Now on to the controller itself, which this is the only controller I've got. So the Joy-Cons in the Joy-Con grip, which I think look really, really nice. As you could tell before when I talked about my Sega Ages on Switch review video, sorry, I had little thumb grips on here, but I took them off just for the video, so I did. So just in case you wondered. Now, the look of the controller, I think is really, really nice. I think the style of it, bloody great and stuff. As a controller, it feels really, really nice. I think the feel, the texture of the buttons is really, really nice. Everything's there. I like that and stuff, and it's just great. So it is. I really, really like that. Just nice. So it is. Now, separately, you can use them as you can play it without the Joy-Con grip, which for me at first I didn't like. It just didn't feel right to me. It just didn't feel good. It felt like there needed to be a cable, you know what I mean? But after a while I got used to it, and it feels really, really nice. I like that. I really, really do. One thing that I don't like is using these as individual controllers, sort of like sideways and stuff. To me, I don't like that. To me, it feels like I'm sort of getting a bit of a cramp in my hands and stuff. Because I can play it for maybe about a minute or two, but after a while, I just don't like it. I'm like, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. You know what I mean? I don't like it and stuff. And even sometimes, even less than a minute, I'm like, no. I'm either playing with both of these or not. You know what I mean? To me, it just like that. It doesn't sit well with me. I really, really don't like that, so I don't. So, yeah. So that's a bit of a thing that I really don't like for this, but individual, using it like this, I'm fine with, you know what I mean? Just feels nice, so it does. Now, another thing I want to talk about are the Joy-Con grips, which I haven't really used these as much, but the times I've used them, they feel, they feel good, so they do, like that. And then also on there as well. And you got a little lock, so you can lock it up, which is, handy. I quite like that, so I do. So, you don't have your controls going everywhere and all that sort of stuff in the room, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Obviously, it sort of reminds me of, like, the Wii remotes, so it does. So, like that and stuff. Like that, again, it feels really, really nice, especially, like, when you're doing the boxing and all that sort of stuff. It feels really, really good, or if you're just playing a regular control without the grip. It feels nice. It really, really does. I think it feels you got a bit of... it feels, I think, a lot more stable, I think, than having it separate, if you know what I mean. I really, really like that, so I do. So, yeah. I thought that was something else I wanted to mention about that as well, so, yeah. I might have to jump cut this video just to get it off. I'm back. Sorry, the craziness of me. I actually had that locked, so I did. Sorry about that and stuff. Yeah, I think sometimes it's a bit of a nuisance to get those off, but I think once silly like myself, you're able to properly get it off. So yeah. So that's the console itself, and I want to share my experience of this console and just have a bit of a talk about it and stuff. Now, let's all go back to the 20th of October 2016, when the NX was properly announced as the Nintendo Switch. And when it was first revealed with that trailer, I was really, really excited for this. I couldn't wait for it. I thought it was really, really good. I was really excited to see Nintendo's next generation console to, do what it was going to do, where you could play it at home, put it in the dock, and you could take it out and play it as a handheld. It was really, really good, that. And I was really, really excited. But there was one thing that really, really worried me, is obviously around that time Nintendo was still going through their failure of the Wii U. And for me, even though I like the Wii U, I was really, really worried about the Nintendo Switch lacking third-party support. And I even made a video back in November that year that I honestly was worried that it was going to fail. And in that video I made, I honestly said this, which again might shock a lot of people, but the one thing I said in that video is, if the Switch ends up failing, I will not buy one. And that's how negative I was, because I was worried that it was going to be the same thing. I thought, well, Nintendo needs to get the third-party, games and stuff. They can't keep going through the same thing like what happened with the Wii U. But for Nintendo, they turned that thing all the way, they turned that situation, all the way around to the right way, which was really, really good. And I liked that, we saw advertisements for this, we saw fantastic marketing for this, advertisement after advertisement after advertisement. It was really, really good. And it got me sort of excited again about the Nintendo Switch, we're getting third-party games, we're getting this, we're getting that, and I thought, oh, this is really, really good. And I was really, really excited. Now, March 3rd, 2017 came, and I didn't get one. But I wanted to get one down the line when more when more content came to the device. So on that day, I actually did buy Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, and I quite enjoyed that. Enjoyed playing that game, so I did. But I really wanted to get a Switch. So I waited until maybe, it becomes a lot more cheaper, or when more software comes. And I thought, this is something that I want to definitely, get sometime. So I finally got to try one, so I did, on New Year's Eve 2017. And the reason I was able to try it was because of the fact that I'd gone over to my sister's house, because she had a little New Year's Eve party thing, a few people over to the house, and her partner got a Nintendo Switch. I played a bit of it. He had Super Mario Odyssey, and I thought, wow, this is really, really good. And I played it separately with the Joy-Cons, one in each hand, and I just didn't like it and stuff. And then after a while, maybe about half an hour later, I thought, oh, this feels, it's different. I might get used to this. And I later on got used to it. So I asked him, I said, do you mind if I play it in handheld mode? So I played it in handheld mode, and I was blown away of how well, the Switch plays games in handheld mode. It's bloody fantastic. It really, really is. It's just great. It really, really is. And I love that. I really, really do. And, I think when you're playing it in handheld mode, it just feels nice. It really, really does. When you're playing it like this. And I think when you're playing it in handheld mode, like I said, it again, it's just so fantastic. The way the games play in handheld mode, it's just, it's bloody fantastic. And I like that. I really, really do. It's amazing. And I love that. I really, really do. So months went by, and I got one in June last year, so I did. And I was really, really happy to get one. So I was. I saved a bit of money and stuff. My mother did help me on that, so she did ask me and says, well, I know you've been wanting one of these Switches, Dominic. I says, I don't mind, if, I pay half towards it and, you pay the other half. And I says, are you fine with that? I said, yeah, I'll do that. So that's what we did, and I got the Nintendo Switch. And I was really, really happy. I played a few demos at first, so I did, and then I started playing other games and stuff. I played a bit of Crash Bandicoot on this, which plays really, really well. I played a bit of Donkey Kong, so I have, which is quite nice. And as well as a bunch of other games as well, which is really, really, good. There's a bunch of Neo Geo classics on here, which I've played a few, so I have. There's a few, great independent indie games on here, which is really, really good. and even a few third-party games that I've quite enjoyed, playing and stuff. And it's great to see, third parties properly supporting Nintendo after so long. Like, for example, Bethesda with Fallout Shelter and Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Again, Skyrim on a Nintendo platform for the first time. I remember really wanting that on the Wii U, and we never got that. You know what I mean? The FIFA series is back on the Nintendo platform. We only ever got one FIFA game on the Wii U, and that was FIFA 13. You know what I mean? We saw FIFAs 14 and 15 on the Wii and the 3DS, and that was it until FIFA 18 on Switch. And it's just incredible. It really, really is. And it's great to see, I think, not only Nintendo getting a great, library of games on the Switch, but for also third parties to properly supporting them. And it's, it's amazing we're getting Assassin's Creed on here as well, which again is fantastic. We've not seen that since Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag on the Wii U. So it's bloody fantastic, and I love that. I really, really do. It's just incredible. And it's great to see again Nintendo doing well for once. And I like that. I really, really do. Especially, for someone like me who, I've always liked Nintendo. I liked the Wii U and stuff. And I think from going from this to this is absolutely fantastic. And it's bloody great. It really, really is. I do think one thing that we do need to see, more often is, more true exclusives. True exclusives. Because the fact that Nintendo, is porting a lot of their Wii U games to the Switch, the reason why they're doing that is because the fact, the Wii U failed, and they want those games to pretty much make a profit on there. And don't get me wrong, I think it's great to have these Wii U ports on the Switch, but Nintendo, I think, needs to make proper true exclusives on the Switch. Because I've played a few Wii U ports on the Switch, and they play really, really good. I've played a few third-party games on Switch, and as well as a few indie games. But I feel that they really need to get true exclusives on this platform. Games that are properly dedicated, made for the Nintendo Switch. You know what I mean? And I know we will get that, but it's worse that this platform's been out for over 2 years, and it has less true exclusives than it do. You know what I mean? Than games overall. Like, it has a lot of great games on it, but it needs true exclusives. You need games only on the Switch. You know what I mean? One that I recently played was Fast RMX, which is a true exclusive. It's been out since launch. Bloody great game. Because I was getting to that point where I'm sort of like, do you know what? I want to play true exclusives. I don't want to keep playing Wii U parts and all that sort of stuff. I want to play proper games made for the Switch in mind, so I do. And yeah, it's just, you know what I mean, the way it goes. And I like that. I really, really do. I'm loving this platform. It's great to see Nintendo back on top again after the Wii U and stuff. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we get for this platform in the future as well. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making this, so I did. And I hope you liked my thoughts about this platform, and hope you liked the video too. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you all on Tuesday. Bye!